Hey, what's going on, guys? Here's another video for you. This is my Finntroll Collection. Finntroll is a Finnish blackened folk metal band. They started in 1997, and in 1998 they released their first demo, which I don't have, but I wish I did, because honestly that demo is like one of my favorite demos of all time. I love just the compressed, like raw atmosphere to it. It has such a really dense atmosphere, and it's the thing about Finntroll, at least in their early days. I guess I'll just start off by saying this is before like folk metal got like super goofy. Like Finntroll to me used to rank among bands as far as like atmosphere goes, like, you know, Burzum, Summoning, Falkenbach, early Wolves in the Throne Room. Like I took them, for lack of a better term, I took them about as serious as I take those bands in terms of like what they portray atmospherically. The whole, like, you know, shivers down your arm, that whole like ancestral feeling. It just captivated me from the first listen. And their first demo is just a fucking work of art, man. All the songs, except for like one or two of the instrumentals, appear on the next album. But yeah, they're really rawly done. Rawly, if that's even a word. But yeah, it has its own magic to it, and yeah, I just love that demo. You can find it on Discogs. I've seen it there before. I guess it's like a bootleg copy, but they only released it on cassette. So yeah, I don't have that, but yeah, it's one of my favorite demos of all time. Easily a 9.5 out of 10. And then after that, in 1999, they released Midnatten's Widunder, which I have on CD. Excellent album. Tiny bit too short, but every song on here is just amazing. Again, continues with that rich atmosphere. It really delves into that mythological, folkloric kind of, but again, like dignified, not goofy and all that. Like, I can't. Folk metal nowadays is so bad. Like, it's just become a parody of itself. You have fucking bullshit bands like Trollfest and Ailstorm and Necrogobicon. It's just like, once that shit started coming out, I was like, I'm fucking done with this genre. But these guys are one of the only bands, at least the early shit, that has held up through time, along with like, I'd say like Moon Sorrow and Falkenbach. Their early albums, all of them, still hold up to this day, and this is no exception. Excellent album. I love every song on here. When I saw them play live in New York City in 2006, and they opened with Blood Knot, which was really cool. And I think they played pretty much most of this album. It's a short album, but it's excellent, and it still holds up. And his vocals are amazing, too. That's Katla singing on this. So yeah, I'd give this a 9 out of 10. Great album. After that, in 2001, 2 years later, they released Jagdens Tid. I remember buying this at a Borders near me. This came out, yeah, 2001. I guess I got this a couple years later, or maybe not. Yeah, a couple of years later. I think I got this when I was like, I don't know, maybe like 13 or something like that. But yeah, I got this along with Colony by In Flames, and both of the albums I was just floored with. I mean, just excellent releases, but specifically we're talking about this one right now. It's a different atmosphere than Midnatten's Widunder. It's definitely probably their darkest album they've ever done. The first song is mid-tempo and has a really cool middle section with these really melancholic guitars. And again, their early shit, fucking riffs for days. Like, yeah, sure, the keyboards are awesome and they're well done. The vocals are amazing, but the riffs, I mean, these guys are excellent fucking guitarists. Yeah, Slaget vid Blodsalv is great. That's a excellent polka kind of staple song for them. Jagdens Tid, the title track, everyone knows that with the fun chanting in the background and all that. Krigsmjod is awesome. Some of these are really hard to pronounce, obviously. And then Den Hornkronte Konungen has some blast beats toward the end, really high-paced song. Ald Hisla is just an amazing song. Again, like I was saying earlier, the atmosphere for most of these songs, if not all of them, are comparable to how rich in atmosphere bands like Burzum, Summoning, you know, whatever, fucking, you know, even stuff like early Drudk and, you know, bands like that. And that's why these guys were always so near and dear to my heart. So I'd give this a 9.5 out of 10. Excellent, excellent album. Vizoram Slutet in 2003 was next. This is it's not instrumental, but it's an acoustic album. There's a lot of different instruments in here. And it's a really excellent album. They did a really good job with it. Cool band picture. I think this is when Wilska first joined. Katla's also in here, but Wilska joined, I think, during this album. Their vocalist after Katla. And yeah, there's a lot of really good songs in here. It's kind of like a whole journey, this album. The second song, As Fagelens Dod, is great. Forsvinn Do Some Ilser is a great song by them. Under Varje Rot Oxten, that's amazing, like medieval sounding song. It's just, again, shivers down your spine, hair raising, just like, just folk metal nowadays is fucking shit compared to like even like the worst moment on this, in my opinion. Den Sista Runas Dans is great. Svartju, yeah, there's so many great songs in here. This is another 9 out of 10 album. This is technically an EP, but I think it is over 30 minutes, so I kind of just consider it a full length. Yeah, excellent shit. This is probably a little bit difficult to find now. I remember having trouble back in the day getting it, but if you can get this, don't pass it up. So then after that, in 2004, they released Nat Fud, another amazing album. I think I bought this right when it came out. I love the fucking artwork. It's so cool. The keyboardist from the band, Trollhorn, I think he does all their artwork. Some really cool stuff in here, like, you know, it's right on that level of like, it's a little like silly, but it's not like annoyingly goofy and like modernized. Like it still has that folkloric element to it. It's not corporate and like, you know, like, oh, let's cover Taylor Swift songs or those dumb fucking like Troll Fest and all that shit, dude. It was so fucking bad, man. Anyway, this is an excellent album, just like the rest of them. It's hard to read. Oh yeah, Maniska Pestin, excellent song. Fiskeren's Fiende has an awesome nautical atmosphere to it. Trollhammering is like one of their biggest songs. Awesome song. Natfud has a really, really dark song. Great stuff. Ursvamp is actually the first song I ever heard from them. It's a short one. It's quick. It reminds me of something off Midnight's Wit Under. It's a good song. Det Skala Trollblut is awesome. Groten's Barn is one of my favorite songs by them. It's mid-tempo. Very well written. I love the atmosphere to it. And then the last song, Rock, is just this 2-minute acoustic song. And it's just a beautiful fucking song. I actually learned how to play that on acoustic guitar way back in the day. And yeah, just an excellent, excellent outro to the album. 9 out of 10. Again, just amazing shit all around. And then the last thing I own by them is an EP they released in the same year, 2004. This is the Trollhammering EP. It has the song Trollhammering, which is also on Natfoot. And then it has the song Hemkomst, which is one of my favorite songs by them. Just so high energy. I love like the riffing and the folk elements. Skog is pretty good. Forsvinn Do Some Ilser is just a re-recording of the song off of Vizoram Slutet as a metal version. It's not bad. And then the last song, Helvete, is not bad. It's like a 8 out of 10. It's a rare little gem. Good stuff. So then after that, Wilska left the band, and they got a new singer by the name of fucking Vreth, yeah. And they released Jordan's Jupe, or however the hell you say it, in 2007. Not a big fan. From here on out, I'm not a huge fan of their albums. I remember downloading it and listening to it, and I'm like, you guys lost something, because it's not there anymore. It's kind of like, for me, it was like night and day. Natfud and then Jordan's Jupe. It was just like, something happened where they just lost the magic. There's like 2 good songs on there, like and Mactig Har and Mactin Spira are pretty good, but again, it's just not in the same vein as their previous works. It's okay. It's not horrible, but it's just, that was the album that started making me kind of fall out of love with them. So I'd give it like it's a 6 out of 10. And then they released Niflvend, which is more of the same. Soul Sagan's not a bad song. There was like 1 or 2 others, but again, it's just the same thing, and it just sucks, because they were just so fucking good, and then they just lost it somewhere along the line. And they also, I don't know if it's this album or the one after Niflvend, the one with Soul Sagan on it, I'd probably give, again, like a 6 out of 10. But the one after, Bloodsfept in 2013, I don't remember any redeeming qualities to that album. That's when they started going goofy with like the troll ears on stage and like the cyberpunk look to them or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just a mess. That album's not great. There's no memorable songs. I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 10. And then the one they released in 2020 was better. There were like the first 2 or 3 songs were pretty good. You could tell they're definitely trying. And again, it remains with the same singer, Vref. But it's just still not as good as the early stuff. To be quite honest, the vocalist kind of sucks. I don't know if it was him who kind of detracted from the band, but I just kind of fell out of interest with Finntroll years ago. So yeah, I'd probably give that album like a 6.5 out of 10. You can tell they were definitely trying, but it's still just like... But yeah, their early catalog, if for whatever reason you haven't heard these guys and you're into like summoning and, even stuff like, like Moonblood and Satanic War Master to an extent, and just kind of like, folky black metal, like actually dignified folky black metal, like Nocturnal Mortem, stuff like that. Definitely give their first couple albums a try, because they're some of the best shit out there. So yeah, that's it. That's my Finntroll collection. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you later.